Hi, am I live? Hey guys, hopefully you're doing well. It looks like I am live right now. Let me know in the comment section if I am live by putting a zero down below inside the comment section. So hopefully you're having a great day. Today I'm going to be talking about how my mentorship student was able to go and get to about $7,000 per month in his business in about 68-ish days of working with me. It was close to like 65, but he told me on day like 68. So I just really want to be able to kind of share that with you today and just kind of encourage you and tell you exactly what the person did. So, number one, okay, you have to really have that belief that you can do this. A lot of people, when you talk to them, they really have lost belief in themselves. And it's a very, very kind of, I don't mean like a scary thing, like a scare, like a ghost. It's just more of like disappointing that they've lost, that belief in themselves. So the first thing you have to do if you're trying to go and like build it back up is you have to start really looking for, one, places where you've done well in your life. Okay, things that are you good at, maybe cooking? Are you good at knitting? Are you good at maybe playing basketball, playing the cello? Maybe have you played an instrument before? What is something that you have been good at in the past? Okay, start looking for those things. Start looking for places where you are doing really well. Start looking. Do you do a good job at your work? Do you do a good job on your current client's book? Do you do a good job on your past clients' books? Do you do a great job of keeping your house clean? Do you have a great job of keeping your yard clean if you like doing yard work or gardening, right? Look for places where you are excelling and start really finding that joy and belief in yourself that you can do things right. That's number one. Number two is you need to start going and learning how to trust yourself. Now, what I mean by that is a lot of people, they're looking for like the right marketing clients, right? They're like, marketing, 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 marketing. What do I say? Where do I go? How do I find these clients? But really, if you're not the right person when they're actually sitting in front of you, they can feel that. Like, a lot of people, they don't really understand. People who are good at business, especially if they're doing sales to grow their business to, $1 million, $10 million, $100 million plus, they can read people very, 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 very easily. And when you say something that either is not true or you talk about your feelings, your opinions, your beliefs, and they can tell that it's not really what you believe, you're going to lose a lot of credibility and a lot of respect with those people. And it might work in some cases for like smaller clients, but when it comes to bigger clients, like they can just read very well. And part of the thing they're going to be evaluating you based on is how well do you keep your word? How on time are you? How efficient are you? How effective are you? How detail oriented are you? How truthful are you? How much integrity do you have? And if they can start seeing chinks in your armor, it subconsciously is like, whoa, something's up here, something's up here. Whoa, 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 whoa. And they have to start thinking about it. And they don't really know exactly what it is, but it causes all these little micro, like kind of fibers or micro tears inside of their, viewpoint of you that causes you not to be able to get them. And you actually start repelling the clients that would have otherwise paid you, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 per month. If that makes sense, go ahead and write down a 1 inside the chat. Just a 1. Just a 1 so I know I can move on to the next thing. Now, that's not for everybody, right? Some people, they don't like holding themselves accountable. It's not for everybody. That's for people who want to go and hit that 6 figures, that, 10 grand a month, that 20 grand a month, that 30 grand a month. You're not going to do it unless you can become the person that you need to be in order to go and reach that goal. For example, for me, like, I used to be very late to everything. I used to not care about the details. I used to, I was very, very kind of arrogant. And I remember just like 9 days, I finally got a chance to go and sit down with the business owner. He owned 2 gyms in my local area, and he was making at least like $2 million per year. And I finally had the sales consultation because I was going to his gym every day and asking him, hey, can I do the accounting for you? Hey, can I do the accounting for you? Hey, can I do the accounting for you? Hey, can I please do the accounting? Can I please do the accounting? He finally gave me the opportunity. The first question that this dude asked, he asked, yeah, so why did you want to start an accounting business for yourself? And I talked about, certain things, and he was like, yeah, I don't know if this is the right position for you. And that was a gentleman who later on in life, he's paid me a lot of money, but at that time, like, I just was not the right person to attract, getting him as a client, and he actually turned me down. And I was like, man, I wonder what happened. And it wasn't until years later he's like, yeah, I literally just thought you weren't really serious about being an entrepreneur and you were actually going to quit after a couple of months, Bryce. And I was like, oh, that's kind of the vibe and the energy I was putting out. And yeah, that's why it's number one, guys. That's why it's number one. Now, if you're watching this thing live, go and write down a hashtag team live. Hello, Deborah. Nice to see you. Hello, 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 Susan. Hello. Yeah. If you're watching this thing live, write down a hashtag team live. If you're watching this thing on a replay, write down hashtag team replay. Also, if you want some help growing your business, you're tired of trying to figure this thing out on your own, you're tired of trying to recreate the wheel, and maybe you could do it yourself. It's just going to take you 3-5 years to be able to go get to 6 figures, and you want to be able to do it under 6 months. Go ahead and click on the link inside the description below to book a call with me to see if I can help you. Now, again, I can't help every single person, but for the people that I do help, we're very certain that we can help you out, and we only accept people who are a good fit. So if that's you, I would love to see you on the call to find out whether we're going to be able to work together long term. If it just turns out that we're not a great fit to work together, that's okay too. I can point you in the right direction, give you some resources so that when the time is right, we're still going to be in good faith. You're going to have grown your business, and then we can just work together at a more opportune time in your life. Awesome. So let's kind of go back into this. Number 2, okay? So it's all about pricing. Pricing. Okay? Always go after the head, not the tail. I know I said this like every once in a while, but we do have probably about 3,000 new members inside of this Facebook group since the last time I said this. But you have to really focus on the right business owners from the start. Okay? Pricing is really a factor of the person you're speaking in front of. And a lot of people think that pricing and marketing are separate, but pricing, marketing, and sale are actually all one and the same. Because the better that you know how to price your services, the more that you know how to talk about your services in the best light that attracts someone who is going to be able to pay you more money, and the better you get at actually storing attention and building relationships with these people before they get on a consultation call, it makes everything so much easier. People ask about how are my students able to go and sign up, about 50 to 80% of the people I speak to on their first consultation call. It's generally because we've made everything so attractive that by the time the business owner actually got into the consultation, they're pretty much sold on the fact of working with that student. It's just a matter of, is it the right time? And it just makes everything so much easier, but it starts with your price and starts with your focus, okay? Number 1, when it comes to pricing, focus, and mindset, you need to be focused on going after clients that can afford to pay you anywhere between $500 to $5,000 per month. Okay? This generally means you're not going to be working with like a solopreneur who just got started 3 days ago. It probably means that you're not going to be working with someone who has $0 inside of the bank and they're making four figures a year in their business. That generally means that you need to be going and thinking about who is the type of business owner that, 1, likes already hiring outside contractors. Number 2, does not mind spending money to grow their business. Number 3, does not see your service as an expense, but sees it more as an investment. Number 4, sells products and services at such a high either volume or price point that paying you, $3,000 a month is nothing. It's funny, once businesses get to a certain size, paying you $2,000, $3,000 a month is really trivial. To be honest, it's really, really, really trivial. And the reason why is because unless you've experienced it yourself, it's really hard to really understand this kind of fact in life. When you have a business and you're making, $450, $500, even $1 million a year, money stops being the same as what it is to someone who's never made that much money before. And we're talking about that's what the business owner's taking home. Right? It's just like money just starts just dropping in your lap. In a lot of cases, if you're very frugal and a very responsible person, that much money is just ridiculous. Like $45,000 coming into your pocket and into your bank account every single month. That's not including taxes. I'm just saying, just for the sake of this example. And what happens is when you actually come in contact with someone who you actually see as an investment, a lot of business owners, if they like you enough, they'll actually just add on an extra $1,000 a month into what they were actually going to pay you originally, just because one, they value money, two, they value relationships more than money, and three, they have a connection with you. But again, it all starts with you're looking for who are the business owners that are like that. And it's not just a niche, right? Some people think it's like niches. They're like, is it construction? Is it nonprofit? Is it restaurants? Is it solar? Is it cannabis? Is it extra? That's not really what you need to be looking for. You need to be looking for who is the business owner that best fits your personality and is the most generous towards you. For example, one of my students named Shannon, right? She's new. She years ago had ran into this gentleman, and he owned like this just really, really, really nice house, and she knew he owned a business. She joined the program, and I do an activity whenever someone joins the program, and hey Sabrina, hey Deborah, just saying hi, and I do a part in the program. It's like on day number one. We go and we call it shaking the tree. It's going through your past life and looking for areas of low hanging fruit. So the first thing she did was, okay, so do you know any business owners? She goes, yeah, I know this one guy. We talked like 5 years ago. I was like, okay, go find him on LinkedIn. Let's send him a friend request. She sent him a friend request, and literally within about 20 minutes, the person accepted the friend request, said, hey, long time no see. How are you doing? And then she said, oh, good. I give you guys, whenever I'm working with someone in the mentorship program, I give them I call it like the magic phrase or the key phrase, right? And it's just basically just a really easy way to invite people on the phone with you so that it's just like, it's just so much easier. So then they got to talk, and the person's like, yeah, we can do a Zoom call. I mean, if you want, I think you're in town. Do you want to just come over, maybe go and meet at this one place? Hi again, internet is glitching. Hopefully it's not my internet. I don't know, it might be my internet glitching, I don't know. But yeah. And then she basically met with the person, and what ended up happening was the guy has 5 businesses. She thought that he only had one. He has $5 million per year businesses. And I was like, ooh, that is some money. And she's meeting again with him today to actually talk about the business. It turns out that the first day they didn't really talk numbers. They just talked about, hey, this is what she wants out of life. This is what her goals are. This is what his story was. And they were just kind of building a relationship, and it was just kind of like relaxing and just a really, really great vibe. And then when they were talking about money and how he feels about it, she just goes like, I don't really care how much it costs. Like, I just really like working with you. I just really like talking to you. You're really good. You remind me of myself. You're basically what my daughter would be if she was actually into business. So I really do like you. Like, I'm really happy that you reached back out to me. It's been a number of years, so and it's just amazing, guys. But it comes down to you need, one, be the right person. Two, think a little bit bigger. Focus on getting better priced clients, and then you're off to the races. Number 2 is marketing. Okay. So this is very similar to what we just talked about with the first step. I'm always looking in rounds, right? Like, first it's rounds, like who's the closest to me, and then we're spreading out and spreading out and spreading out and spreading out further. When I say closest to me, that can be like, do I have any family members? Do I have any relatives? Do I have any old colleagues, any old work people that now own a business, right? And if I do, I'm going to reach out to them first. And a lot of people are really scared of this because they're like, they have a couple different fears. The first fear is that you don't want to be seen as like a multi-level marketer, which personally for me, I like multi-level marketing. I think it's a really cool business model. But for some people who are afraid of that, it's okay. We're not really perceived the same way. In an industry like ours, where every single business owner needs this service, a lot of them are they want the service, they just don't know who to go and trust to do the service for them. Because in a lot of cases, if they choose the wrong person, it could significantly impact their business negatively. And the bigger the business that it is, the more risk they have by choosing the wrong person. So if you already have their trust, assuming your skill sets are okay, like you're not like, like you actually want to do a good job, then it's very easy for them to trust you and understand that, hey, you do have their best intentions in heart, and the easiest one's to get a client, right? So now next, let's say you don't know anybody. For example, for the student that did $7,000, his name is Paul. When he got started, he was trying to use Upwork. And on Upwork, he would get like 1 or 2 clients, but they'd always be like, $300 a month. It'd be, they would try and like, it'll be like $30 an hour, but they'd only have like maybe 5 to 10 hours worth of work per week, and I'm sorry, per month. So like these really, really just small clients, and he didn't really know anybody, so he didn't know how to use social media, he didn't know how to use like Facebook, he didn't know, excuse me, how to use LinkedIn, how to use Instagram to go and get clients. So the first thing we had to do was, one, we shook the tree, just like we talked about earlier, but number two, we had to go and build, I call it building an ecosystem of high ticket clients. What this basically means is when you have social media, a lot of people don't really understand how social media works. So social media, a lot of people think that you post a piece of content, it gets shown to the right people, and then your audience builds over time, right? And that can work, but it does take a lot of time. And you're not really in control of who's actually seeing your content, right? And people are like, post, 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 make more Facebook posts, make more LinkedIn posts, write content, make videos, do a podcast. And that doesn't really work for the average person. You know, you might be thinking in your head, well, Bryce, you're doing a video, you're doing a YouTube video right now, or a Facebook Live. What are you talking about? It's different. I'm doing this for my mentorship slash coaching business. It's more of a B2B model. I'm sorry, a B2C, business to consumer. Someone who's thinking about getting started in business, or someone who's just getting started in business. But if you're talking to someone who already has a 7 or 8 figure business, chances are they're not really going to be like scrolling through Facebook 24/7 looking for, you know, pictures of dogs or cats, or not going to be looking for bookkeeping advice on social media through posts. And when you make a post where it's like 5 reasons why you need a bookkeeper, or it's like why you need a bookkeeper now, or it's, hey, do you have an accountant, or tax time is near, you should look at me, like that content doesn't really speak to them. It only speaks to people who are getting started in business, don't really understand the purpose of that. The people who you already want to work with already know they need a bookkeeper, they just don't know who to trust. So if you were to make content, it would more be about content about your story and who you are and what are your values and what are your beliefs. But that's really advanced. That's why I say, like, when you're getting started, you don't really need to do content. Instead, you need to start learning how to have conversations. So the first thing I do whenever I'm working with someone and we were working on like LinkedIn or Instagram is I give you guys like a messaging script, so exactly what to say, so you don't have to think about it. Now, the reason why it's so important is because there's a very sequential way that you talk to people to get them to start telling you what are their pains, their problems, their concerns, their beliefs, and things that are holding them back from being able to reach their goal. Right? Once someone is willing to tell you that, it is very easy to invite them to a consultation if you feel that it's a good fit and if they meet your criteria. Right? One way that we have people meet their criteria is they'll actually fill out a form, either in like a Google form before they get on the call with us, or they'll actually go to, you actually like make a Google form, you send it on LinkedIn, send it on Facebook, send it on Instagram, and have them actually fill it out for you so you can evaluate whether or not it's actually worth your time to speak to them. Now, if you have 0 clients, you know, pretty much everyone's worth your time to go speak to. If you have a lot of clients, then you do need to be more selective. But that's really how you start doing marketing, right? And over time, you start building more and more relationships. For example, Paul in this scenario, he didn't really need a huge amount of clients to go get to about 7,000. He has like a $2,000 a month client. He has like a $1,500 a month client. He has like a I'd like to say he has a $3,000 a month client and then something. I don't really know. I don't really ask the breakdown of their clientele in a lot of cases. What basically happened was there was a coaching call and he goes, hey, I ran my stuff through QuickBooks like you told me to do. Because, you know, generally when we start a business, we don't, you know, like whenever most of us start a business, whether you're an accountant, a bookkeeper, CFO, a tax person, we're just so busy focused on doing the work and trying to get clients that we don't make it like official, right? So it's so funny. A lot of my students, even the ones who are making like 10K a month, when I ask them, hey, you know, are you running your own business through QuickBooks? Are you doing your own bookkeeping? And a lot of them are like, no, I'm not actually. And it wasn't until he did that exercise where he came on the call, I was like, hey, I'm at $7,000 a month. I'm like, oh, nice. And it was just ridiculous because the month before, like when he first got started, he was doing like probably like I think like $300 to $600 a month, right? And then we started working. After the first month, he was at about $2,000 a month. Then I think he was at about 4. And then this month, at the end of this month, where I think he has like 3 more calls on the calendar, but he's already at $7,000 per month, and it's just ridiculous, guys. When you can just start becoming a better person, like the first thing for him was I just told him, hey man, you just gotta be more friendly. Just Be more friendly, talk to more people, don't discourage people, don't count people out. As long as you know their business is in the right place, and as long as you know they have an understanding of business, your job is to get on the phone. Your job is to invite them and give them opportunities to actually give you money. Once he started doing that, like he had literally had like 7 calls booked at the beginning of this week. It was it was like 7 calls booked, and all came from like work that he was doing like 30 days ago. Building those relationships, talking to people, having like people want to send referrals, having people want to work with him, and he's just starting to become like this like star. And I was talking to him this morning, and I was like, dude, on the one hand, I know your initial goal was 10 grand, but I really, January, February of this next coming year, I want you to be more like $15,000 to $20,000 a month, man. I think you can do it. Like, we have the fulfillment. He outsources the work to other students out of the program, and it's just like a really great thing to be able to see it. Because when he first came to me, he had just left his job, and he was like, I need to make money. I want to make money. I need to make money. He had a pretty good amount of savings inside of the bank, but it was more of just like, I quit my job so I can grow my business. Now it's time to go put up. Like, I got to go make this money. Let's go do this thing. And when I gave him the price of the program, he's like, wow. It was a little bit hard for him to join because he was like, he did leave his job and he was like living on his savings. But that's kind of the thing. Like, people who succeed, they feel the pain, they feel the fear, and they do stuff anyway. Versus people who struggle for like 2 or 3 more years more than what they have to. They see a price, they see what something costs them, they see how hard it is, and they kind of like just get scared, or they stop, or they don't proceed because outside of their comfort zone. And it really comes down to like, who are you? Are you the person that's going to like freeze or run away, or are you the person that stares in front of the thing that's hard? You stand there, you do what's hard anyway, and then you have an easy life, and then you're sitting at what, 10 grand, 20 grand a month within the next like 7 months of when you face that hard decision. And that's really the challenge you have right now. I mean, there's 2 places you can go. One, you can just go and like go on with your life. The next one is you can book a call with me to see if I can help you. And again, like, there's a cost to work with me. It's not free. Is the cost like tremendously lower than how much you get? Heck yeah. I have people making $250,000 a year off of a single investment, right? And on the other hand, too, the cost is a lot less expensive than the cost of, never hitting your dreams. So I guess it's, who are you becoming? If you want help growing your business, you're ready to go and do what's hard, you're ready to go, and, there's a little bit of a cost. Pay it. Get to the other side. I recommend you go ahead and click on the link inside the description below to book a call with me to see if I can help you out. Again, I can't help everybody, right? I do really need to make sure that you're a good fit, right? I can't just put a link on a website and just have everyone go and like buy it. Like, it doesn't make sense. One, I want to make sure that I'm actually like able to support you as effectively as possible. And 2, I don't want to take your money if I don't think I can help you out. Because personally, in my life, the place that I'm at right now, it doesn't make sense for me to bring on someone who I know I can't help, because then we're going to have arguments. And I don't want to have an argument with you about, how hard it is, and, you took my money and you scammed me. I don't want that. I don't scam people. I have a pretty tight business, and I just want to make sure that the people I bring into my life are people who I actually know I can help out. So if that's you, I'll see you on the call, and I can't wait to see if it's a good fit. If you're not quite ready, that's okay too. Maybe you're inside this group, or maybe you're inside of my YouTube channel. Keep absorbing content, keep learning, keep implementing what I'm talking about and what I'm teaching you, and keep growing your business. And then maybe in the future, when it is time and you are ready to go and hit your goals, let's go do it together. I'll talk to you soon. I'll see you on the call. Have a great rest of your day.